We begin tonight with developing news. A new report is criticizing National Grid's response to widespread power outages last fall.
On Friday, we reported that the release of the critical report was imminent, and this afternoon, the Public Utilities Division made their findings public.
An investigation by the PUC found that National Grid's flawed response to a late October storm left thousands of local families in the dark for much too long, and now the state is seeking some payback. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian joins us live from Providence now with the developing details. Kim?
Well, Shannon and Mike, this report says National Grid was unable to promptly respond to these outages, pinpointing problems with National Grid's forecasting of the storm and their reaction to this weather, which caused more outages here in Rhode Island than Superstorm Sandy.
Days in the dark following the October storm that brought hurricane-force winds. Neighborhoods littered with trees. We spoke with people who were in the dark.
Every so often you'd hear a bang and you knew something came down.
We also spoke to National Grid at the time.
We knew in advance that, there was going to be some kind of storm. Now, whether or not, we knew the impact and the extent of it was certainly something that, was not known at the time.
The outages prompting Governor Raimondo to call for an investigation into National Grid's response. That report released Monday saying Grid's preparation and reaction led to days-long delays in power restoration. In a statement, the administrators of the state's Division of Public Utilities and Carriers writes, after completing our investigation, it's clear that National Grid failed to adequately respond to the changing nature of this storm. Its failure to bring in adequate resources in a timely manner delayed full power restoration by 36 hours. That inaction hurt businesses and frustrated Rhode Island families, and it was not acceptable. National Grid responded saying, although the weather forecasts underestimated the severity of this storm, National Grid successfully restored power to 90% of our impacted customers within 2.5 days. We look forward to engaging more with the division in a fact-based discussion about the October 2017 storm and exploring how we can continue to improve our restoration plans and performance.
And I did speak with the governor a short time ago. She says the state is now going to try and recoup some of the money associated with National Grid's delayed response to the storm. Why she says that money should end up in your wallet. Coming up, new at 6. Reporting live in Providence, I'm Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.
First, new details at 6 on a report by Rhode Island utility officials slamming National Grid's response to the storm last October.
We first learned last Friday that the highly critical report would be released this week, and we got a copy this afternoon. It claims National Grid's mismanagement led to people going days without power. And now state officials say they're going to try and get customers' money back. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian joins us now live from the Providence Mobile Newsroom. Kim?
Well, Mike and Shannon, this report points to problems that National Grid had forecasting the storm, reacting to the changing weather, and communicating with their customers. And now Governor Raimondo says you should be getting your money back.
Neighborhoods littered with trees as hurricane-force winds blew through in October, leaving upwards of 100,000 people in the dark. In a newly released report, the state's Division of Public Utilities and Carriers finds National Grid failed to promptly respond, noting deficiencies in the power company's preparation and response to the storm.
The report shows that they made mistakes and Rhode Islanders deserve better.
Governor Gina Raimondo now saying the state will look to recoup some of the money from the staffing, equipment, and contractor costs associated with Grid's delay.
We are calculating those costs right now. It'll be, many hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we believe that the ratepayer should be reimbursed. That money should go from the shareholders to the ratepayers because, Rhode Islanders didn't make out well in that storm, and they should be repaid.
And I did ask the governor whether folks should expect to see that money just show up in their bank accounts. She says the short answer for now is yes. Now, National Grid also released a statement today in response to this report, saying in part they successfully restored power to 90% of impacted customers within 2.5 days. They also say they look forward to working with the state to improve their restoration plans and performance. Reporting live in Providence, I'm Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.